So this is an example of what I call, and what is in the spec, a linear search. What you've got is a list of, this is a one-dimensional array, or in Python, it's a list. Okay, so I've got my different fruits, and it says, extend the program in the figure above. Your answers to be written in Python. The program should get the user to enter a word to perform a linear search on the list of fruits. To find a word that is not, find if the word is in the list or not. So it's to find if the word is in the list or not. You should ask the user what they would like to find. So what am I going to need there? You can shout it out. The input, good. So I'm going to need an input at this point. This is called decomposition. We're breaking the code down. And then you're going to output. This is important because a lot of people have lost marks on questions like this in the past because they've just printed out found, or what it says here, it says output the message true or false. They changed the color of that for a reason. So some of you may have found in these little practice questions that you've just done that you probably put I found, you probably put print found. That's not what it asked for. Pay close attention to the question. Be more demure. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this now. Write your own linear search routine, not using any built-in search functions. Alright? So for me personally, I would approach this to do, it says, your program should get them to enter a word and perform a linear search on a list of fruits to find the word. The program should ask them for their input, say whether it's found or not. You must write your own linear search. You should use the indentation. So there are lots of examples of how to do this, alright? The way that I'm going to do it is, first of all, I'm going to do the word that I want to find. So, find, sorry, I'm going to do that in a black pen, sorry. Find word equals input. Would you like the pseudocode again? Might run out of space on this, so just be aware. Find, oh. Right. Find word is user input. So I've got my word that I want to search, but now I want to go through each of those words. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up as false first, because I've not found the word. So I'm going to have a trigger called found. Found equals capital F false. Found is set to false. Use your Boolean triggers. They are useful. Oops, my bad. Right. Use your Boolean triggers. So if that is false at the end of it, I can do an if statement, can't I? So what I'm going to do is go for fruit in fruits. That's going to do a for loop, and that word each time is going to become banana, apple, orange, pear, grape, pineapple. That's what would be happening, alright? So each time I'm at a fruit, I can compare it now to the word that I found. So I'm going to do that on this side as well. For fruit in fruits. That's exactly the same. Alright? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to each time I'm on a fruit, I need to do an if statement on it. So I'm going to say and I need to indent because whenever you do a loop, you do an indent. So I need to go if fruit is equal to find word. What do you think we're going to do? Yep.
You can turn found to true.
Good. Look, found is currently false. But if I found the word, I'm going to say found is now equal to true. And I don't need to do an end if on this. Alright. So once I've found that, alright, that's going to change that to found, alright? What I can now do is come out of that loop. It's going to go through each item, and at some point that's going to be changed to found, okay? I've finished the loop. I've gone to pineapple. Now that I've finished the loop, I'm going to start here again, because I don't need anything else in that. I don't need an else statement to change it to false, because we're just checking if it's found. What I'm going to do here is then I've changed found to true. I can do a new if statement outside of it. If found is equal to true, then I'm going to print true. Else print false. Let me do the pseudo version of that. So if fruit equals find word, you can put 2 equals. Alright, they're not going to really mark you down for that in pseudocode. So I'm just going to put a second one in there.
Do you need the colon after it?
Yes.
So why don't we use arrows in pseudocode?
Not for an. You only use an arrow when you're declaring a variable. If you're just doing a comparative operator, you don't use arrows. Arrows are just for assignment. So if fruit is equal to find word, found is true. Alright, then I'm out of the loop. If found equals true, output true, else, forgot the then, output false, and if. Yes?
In Python, you have to capitalize for and else.
No. Not in Python, it's all lowercase. It's just pseudo, we do uppercase. Yes?
For Python, could you just print out the boolean for found?
Yeah, you could. It doesn't say that you've been marked down for it, so yeah, I would do that. Yes.
If you want to find the word orange, wouldn't it print out false, false, true?
No, because that I don't change that to a false if I find a different one. As soon as that's set to true, it's never touched again, is it? Think about it. That is, so say for example I'm finding orange, I'm on fruit, is it found the word that I put in? No, it hasn't, so that's still false. Go back around, still false. Now it's found orange, that's set to true, but nowhere inside my loop have I changed it to false again, so it's still true. That's why when we finish the loop, we come down here, and if it has found true, then it's printed that out. Okay? It's about knowing when it's like trip switches. like if you had like a trip switch on your house to know if somebody had broken in. It's like a trip switch in your house. So if you wanted to see whether somebody had broken into your house or not, as soon as that door opens, then there's a trigger. That's not reset until you reset it. Similar kind of way to think about it, okay? In terms of the marks, there is a mark for input. So there's a mark for the input. There is also a mark for use of iteration. Doesn't matter if your iteration doesn't work, you still get a mark for attempting it. There is a mark for attempting to go through each item. So because I used fruit to iterate, if you've done it through an I, it's still fine. Some people will have done it a different way to what I've just done it. All right. So you get a mark for that. I'll show you the other way to iterate through it in a minute, because some people may have done that. You get a mark for the loop working correctly, so going all the way. So that's the fourth mark. You get a mark for completely visiting every one of the fruits. Again, so that's A, B, C, D, and a mark for comparing every fruit. That's mark E. A mark which could correctly processes a match. So if there is a match, it changes to true. Right, and you get a mark for getting this bit right as well. Now some of you may have done this for I in range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some of you may have done that, and then you may have done if fruit square bracket I equals find word. Some of you may have done it that way. There's more than one way to do it, and I will upload the mark scheme so you can have but to be honest, that's probably your easiest way to iterate through a 1D array, just to help you out there, okay? I'll stop recording that.